I'm here. I'm her. I didn't have a light on. I did not have a light on. And I am her. I'm her. I'm her. That shows my age. I'm her. So I am here. I made it. There's a lot to set up. New stuff. I got a new ether cord that's longer. And now everything's back to normal in regards to how it's set up, how this thing that I'm used to is set up. But the lights are different, everything's different. And that's why I want to mention the quote for the day. See, getting back on track with the quotes. Last week or so has been hectic, man. It's been a big bump in the road with all these little bumps in the road. So I want to read a quote from Friedrich Nietzsche. I think that's how you say his name, Friedrich Nietzsche. Or you can just say Friedrich Nietzsche. A lot of people say Nietzsche. And I think it's Nietzsche or Nietzsche. Nietzsche. It doesn't matter. I don't even know if the quote is his, but it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because it's the essence of the quote. That's the truth. Maybe it's not his quote, but it doesn't matter. It's the truth of the quote that matters. It's from dotcomYOGA.com. And I do have a degree in philosophy, but it's 20 years old. And I used to say Nietzsche. I still say Nietzsche. But for this video, I will say Friedrich Nietzsche. Doesn't matter. When those little things matter, you need to do yoga. So here's the quote. There will always be rocks in the road ahead of us. They will be stumbling blocks or stepping stones. It all depends on how you use them. It all depends on how you use them. So a prime example is my so-called yoga studio. I just call it a yoga studio. It's really not. It's just a place I do yoga. So I began 200 and I have a calendar here. What is it? 258 days ago. I've been doing yoga every day for 258 days. And there were stumbling blocks. Did I see them as stumbling blocks? Yeah. When they came up, I'm like, especially the first week or so. I didn't know what I was doing. Still don't know what I'm doing. Then I was going to get carpet in my garage from the last house. And I was going to get these sound things that don't let the sound bounce off the wall. And I was going to do all this stuff. And I started doing it. And I was moving towards a better so-called yoga studio in my garage. But you know, it's interesting is that certain bills will come up. I have 4 kids. I have a wife. I have bills. And I couldn't get the carpet. It felt like a stumbling block. I couldn't get the things that you put in the corner so the sound doesn't bounce. Because it was always a bill. Always something that had priority over these things that I'm doing in a so-called way on the side. Could I go out and buy it? Probably. If I want to stay married, should I do it? No. But my point is, I saw those as stumbling blocks. But 200 and something yoga videos or days in, I had to move. So I thought, man, I thought about this morning. If I would have got that carpet, I'm in my living room. I would have had no use for that carpet. If I got those soundproof, I forgot what they're called, but absorbers, my wife wouldn't let me put them up in this living room. So they weren't stumbling blocks. They were just things that weren't supposed to happen. And the main way I know they weren't supposed to happen is because they didn't happen. Hindsight is 2020. So that is Friedrich Nietzsche, or Friedrich Nietzsche. I got a degree in philosophy, and I say Friedrich Nietzsche because it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. I've seen videos about don't say namaste, but I come from Islamic background in a sense. I've been a Muslim since my early 20s. And I was always told to say Muslim or Islam, and they stuck on that. I was like, man, maybe I should. It doesn't matter. I was being stripped from who I was. Same with yoga. Same thing's happening in yoga. Yoga is this great discipline. Everybody wants to claim it as say this, say that. Yeah, okay. You can do that. But let go, man. Don't make people say, oh, I need my phone. Don't make people say what you think they should say. That's not yoga. It's an Americanized yoga. The type of yoga I do is for the guy at the Ford plant that wants to do yoga on his lunch break. I don't even know what that means. To me, that means like Americanized. You know, a culture does not have a monopoly on yoga. Country, people, yoga is just when the mind and body connects. A religion doesn't have a monopoly on that. It exists like gravity, you know. It's like somebody saying, hey, gravity was invented by the Christians in 1947. I made all that up, but no, it existed. You discovered it, maybe, but the concept, the word yoga does come from the oldest religion in the world, which is Hinduism. But now I'm just rambling, cutting in my yoga practice. But like I said, this yoga practice begins for me at 5 o'clock or around 5 o'clock. When I set all this up, I do my Hari Om chant. I get in meditative state, put up the lights, put up the pictures, I put the mat down, I bring my pillow out, my phone, I think of a quote, put up my camera, put up my microphone, make sure everything's cut on. You know, I forgot to cut that light on, and I stay in a meditative state as I do that. And then I talk to you, or nobody's watching this. One person did say, hey, don't be surprised. I'm like, oh, somebody was watching. That was kind of cool. One person watched. 258 days in a row. One person watched. Anyways, so today we're going to do our 2-minute sitting meditation where we focus on our breathing. And you're watching yourself breathe. You're already breathing automatically. So you let go and you don't control it, you just watch it. And you watch it by focusing on the belly. As you inhale, the belly expands with air. When you exhale, the belly goes in. You watch that movement. And what'll happen many times is that your mind will wander and you'll realize, hey, I'm not watching myself breathe. Don't judge it. Just bring your focus back to the breathing and watch yourself breathe. And many times what'll happen is you'll start to control it. But you're already breathing. Let go of control and just watch it. And then what happens in the philosophical understanding of yoga, a you does not exist. A you is just a collection of thoughts of who you think a you is. So the concept of your you dissolves while you watch yourself breathe. The concept of a watcher or a focuser dissolves, and you become that energy that we label as watching, as focusing. And then we'll stand up, and even as you stand and you adjust yourself, you stay focused on the breathing. Even when you modify a pose, even if you have to get up and say, man, I'm thirsty, and you got to go get some water. My kitchen's right there. That's how close I am to my kitchen. You stay in a meditative state, get some water. Just chill, man, and come back and do yoga. It's all right. Don't try to control it. Go with it. Then we'll do 2 sun salutations. Well, we'll do the mountain pose, then 2 sun salutations, then another mountain pose, and then we'll end it. And then what'll happen is most likely you'll continue this meditative state off the yoga mat, staying as yoga. I was going to say in yoga, but you're staying in a yoga mindset. That's the beauty about yoga. On the yoga mat, you're moving, and you're learning to stay in a meditative state as you move, as you adjust. And you do the same thing off the yoga mat. You move throughout life, you stay in a meditative state. Drive down the street, somebody honks at you, boom, your mind shoots out, and then, nope, you bring it back. Same concept. So, let's go to the sitting pose, seating. Seating. Oh, it's sweep. I sweep every morning and at night. I have Zoe behind me. I have this brush that brushes her and gets all the hair off, but seems like it makes more hair. The brush dispenses hair out of it when I made that up, but timer, 5 minutes. No, not 2 minutes. I don't know what 5 minutes was. Oh, 5 minutes was a quick nap while I was picking up my kids from school. Before. So you're in the easy pose. Make it easy. Feel comfortable. Get the back straight. Palms are to the knees. Maybe you're in your lap. Maybe you're leaning back. Maybe one leg is out. Maybe you're against the wall. Wherever you are, just make it easy. Make it easy where you're able to focus on the breathing. And you're not adjusting yourself, or you're feeling effort. Let go of effort. Effort leaves. Effort dissolves, and just focus on the breathing. So 2 minutes. Palms together, thumbs to the heart center. and stand up. Remember, even as you stand, keep your focus on the breathing, staying in meditative state. It's all yoga. Everything's yoga. So in mountain pose, feet are shoulder width apart, toes go up, spread the toes as wide as you can. Each toe touches the floor, one at a time. Knees are bent, hips are tilted, arms are relaxed, shoulders relax. You're lengthening up. So lengthen your skeleton up and let the bones sit on top of each other. Find that stability that threads through the skeleton. The stability that allows the skeleton to stand. And that stability transfers to the mind, allowing the mind to be stable. When the mind and body become one through this stability, you are the stability. But the you dissolves. It dissolves into capital S, stability. The oneness. Palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Push the arms out, up and back, inhale. And then exhale. As you exhale, you hinge forward, from the lower back, and you fall right into ragdoll. Remember ragdoll, arms dangling, the head is dangling. You're just letting yourself go where the body goes. You're not pushing yourself down, not pulling yourself down. All the tension you feel is released. Just focus on the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. The you dissolves. The notion of a self dissolves. The notion of a watcher dissolves. The notion of a focuser dissolves. You become the energy that we label as focusing. Palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Inhale as much as you can. And then exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in and down, get all there out, push all there out. And again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. And then exhale, pull yourself in and down, get all there out, push all there out. And again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. And then exhale, pull yourself in and down, get all there out. And we're going to do two more. Arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Then exhale, pull yourself in and down, get all there out. And last one, arch the back. Raise the head. Inhale. And exhale, pull yourself in and down, get all there out. Now, once all there is gone, you release the breathing, letting yourself breathe. Now, you are pulling yourself in and down. Forehead goes to the knees. You're getting all the air out. And then you just release the breathing, letting yourself breathe. That means when you inhale, the belly swells with air and it pushes you out of the pose slightly. Let yourself be pushed out. When you exhale, the belly goes in. You go back into the pose. You're aware of that subtle movement. You're not focused on it, focusing on the breathing. That focus on the breathing heightens your awareness unless you become aware of subtleness. The palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back into a low lunge. With a low lunge, top of the foot is to the floor and the back. Knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally, back is arching. Head is up. And then you just release and just watch yourself breathe. You're becoming one with the pose. So if you feel any effort, just release it. Feel any trying, just release it. You're becoming one with the pose. So you accept where you are and just focus on the breathing. Don't judge it. Don't try to be somewhere. Don't control it. Just settle, accept, and focus on the breathing. Now with the back foot, you're going to curl the toes under, knee goes up, high lunge. Just for a second or so, it's a transition pose, or that's how we're using it. And then, downward dog. The downward dog, you are pushing into the pose. So the legs are straight, arms are straight. Pushing into the pose, but you're only pushing to the spot right before you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, settle, accept. Just focus on the breathing and let the focuser dissolve and become the energy that we label as focusing. Remember, you're one with the pose. So you're not trying. That dissolves. The effort dissolves. Now, of course, if you still feel effort, and you feel like, man, I'm trying to stay in it, that's all right. That's where you are. But accept that. Wherever you are, push a little bit more if you feel like you should. If you feel like you shouldn't, then don't. Learning to be your own guru. Now you're going to slide into the upper dog, drop down to the knees and the chest, and you slide up. Tops of the feet are to the floor, palms are to the floor. That's the upward dog. Now, if that's too much, you're going to go down to the small cobra and lift yourself up. I don't even know, maybe I got out of the frame. I don't think so. I just thought about that. Just focus on the breathing, accepting where you are. And back to downward dog, pushing into it. Arms are straight, legs are straight. Tailbones to the ceiling, heels are towards the floor, they're going into the floor. No tension in the neck. So the head dangles. You are pushing into the pose. But again, you're only pushing to the spot right before you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot. Settle, accept, and focus on the breathing. Then let the notion of a focuser dissolve and become the energy that we label as focusing. And wherever you are, push a little bit more. If you feel like you shouldn't, then don't. Then you're going to bring your left foot up between the hands into a low lunge. With the low lunge, the top of the foot's to the floor and the back. Knees to the floor. Hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is arching. And then you are pushing into the pose. You're opening up. And then you're settling and accepting. And just focus on the breathing. Don't judge the pose. Don't try to be somewhere. Just accept. Becoming one with the pose. All the effort dissolves into oneness. Now for the high lunge, curl the toes under the back, knee goes up, then standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down, get all there out. And once all there leaves, let yourself breathe. Focus on the breathing. Pull yourself in and down. Then that effort of pulling yourself in and down dissolves. You become one with the pose. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. And then turn the palms out, push the air down and out, exhale. And then the mountain pose. Now we're going to do one more sun salutation. And this time, you're just going to focus 100% on the breathing. As you're opening up, you're inhaling as much as you can, focusing only on the inhale, opening up. Then the counter pose will be a closing pose. And you exhale, going into the poses as much as you can. Get all the air out. Focus on getting the air out. Or you focus on the air going out. And then you inhale, open up. Exhale, close up. Focus on that breathing. That heightens your awareness. It lets you feel the movements. It lets you feel what's happening in the body. But you're just aware of that stuff. You're not focusing on that stuff. You're focused 100% on the breathing. And that focus point is what allows the sun salutations to become a form of a moving meditation. So we're going to begin in the mountain pose. Find that stability in the mountain pose. Letting that stability that holds the skeleton up transfer to the mind. And let the mind and body become one. And you are that stability. Even as you move through these yoga poses, the sun salutation, you are the stability. Become aware of that stability. Palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Push arms out, up and back. Inhale, inhale as much as you can. And then exhale. As you exhale, you hinge forward from the lower back. Standing forward bend, get all the air out. Push all the air out, going into the pose as much as you can. And then left leg is back. Little lunge, inhaling. Inhale as much as you can. Going into the pose as much as you can. And then down dog, exhale, get all the air out. That upper dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Left foot is up, low lunge, inhale. Standing forward bend, exhale. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Turn palms out. Push the air down and out, exhale. You're going to go to mountain pose. Remember, in mountain pose, in the skeleton stand, as if you were just the skeleton, tapping into that stability that pulls the skeleton up. You're becoming that stability. And you're just going to watch yourself breathe. So we're just going to stay here a little bit longer. So just watch yourself breathe. Letting the you dissolve, the watcher dissolves, and become the watching. Bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. And that's it. That is number 258 YouTube Live Yoga Routine. 6 o'clock on the dot. So 258 YouTube Live Yoga Routine. So I will see you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. So namaste, peace and love.